So I preached this message last week, and it's an oldie but a goodie. I'm pretty sure that most of you have heard um, this portion of scripture being taught. I know I have. It's one of those stories that we read about, and we've been hearing about it since we were little kids. But whenever you dive into scripture, it never ceases to amaze me how God can take one small little um, aspect of a story and really use it as a rhema word, as a word of truth that's relevant to the specific circumstance that you find yourself in. And for me, as I'm in transition right now from one season of my life into the next season of my life, where I'm feeling like God is calling me to be great, great in terms of not great in terms of what the world calls great, but great in His eyes, great in His sight. And it's not that that hasn't been the call of my life. It's just that I haven't really been paying close enough attention to it. And so when God gets ready to call you, like he does Moses here in Exodus chapter 3, when he's in the desert, on the far side of the desert in Midian, there's a certain response that we tend to get. I remember back when I was first called into the ministry. I was probably 17 years old at the time, and I was overwhelmed with the responsibility and what that meant. And instead of moving forward like God had instructed, I found myself in my head trying to logically lay out how I was going to proceed. And it was simple. He said, "Teach my people." And I ran away from that calling, and I went into a season where things were more about me than they were about the kingdom. Let's just say that. But here we are in the Word, where God has appeared to Moses in the burning bush, and Moses turns aside and he looks at this bush to find out what's going on, and God lets him know, "Hey, don't come any closer because you're on holy ground." I think it's revealing to us not just God's holiness, but it's revealing to us that He is God. Sometimes we miss that. Sometimes we treat God like He needs us. We treat God like we're doing Him some favor. Well, God, I'll serve you when I get around to it. I mean, even myself, I'm guilty of it. I when God instructs me to do something, in my mind, it's like I have an option and I do, but really we're talking about the most high God, the creator of the universe, the one who knows all, sees all, has all power. And, God revealed to Moses, like, "Hey, take note. You are on holy ground. I am in your presence. You are in the presence of God." And, God has me there now, and He wants me to be aware. I wonder if this message is speaking to someone else. Has God called you to something great? Has He called you to, is He trying to get your attention? And maybe you're not approaching Him in the right posture, or with the right heart, with humility, with a spirit of just openness to what He wants to do in your life.